Five real-life heroes. Stray dog saves her puppies. Firefighters in Muğla, Turkey received a report of 8 puppies stuck in a water drainage canal near a local beach. The puppies would soon be drowned by the rising seawater in the drainage canal. But when firefighters attempt to rescue the pups, they run into a problem. Even though they can open up the drainage canal, none of them are small enough to crawl inside to retrieve the trapped puppies. One firefighter then spots the mother dog, watching them closely from a nearby building. He whistles to call her over. The mother dog springs into action, crawling into the small drainage canal and retrieving her puppies one by one. Passerby look on and applaud her each time she retrieves one of the trapped puppies. One onlooker simply said about the incident, "This is what motherhood is." Boy falls into gorilla cage. Everyone knows the tragic story of Harambe and the boy who fell into the gorilla cage at the Cincinnati Zoo. However, not as many people know about the similar, yet inspiringly heroic tale of a gorilla named Binti at the Chicago Zoo. A 3-year-old boy fell 20 feet into the gorilla cage at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. The gorillas immediately began running toward the unconscious fallen child, but zoo officials opened up high-powered water hoses to scare the gorillas off. However, an 8-year-old lowland gorilla named Binti ran to the boy's rescue. Binti protected the small boy from the other gorillas. She then carefully picked up the unconscious boy and carried him over to a staff access door. Binti gently handed the injured boy over to zoo workers. The 3-year-old boy made a full recovery from his injuries from the fall. As for Binti, she is still healthy and has given birth to several babies of her own. Binti still lives in Chicago's Brookfield Zoo gorilla exhibit. Russian ice rescue. In the Russian seaport of Magadan, a dog somehow gets separated from its pack and ends up floating on a chunk of ice. As authorities on shore call for an ice rescue, the dog is slowly dying of exposure due to the frigid cold and wind. If the ice rescue team doesn't get there in time, the dog will surely die. One sailor on a Russian ship decides that he can't watch the dog suffer any longer. Risking his own life, he dives into the freezing water and swims toward the helpless animal. Thanks to the fisherman's heroic efforts, the dog is returned safely to his waiting friends on shore. Fox hunt rescue. So as a quick explanation, the most common type of fox hunting involves allowing a pack of foxhounds to chase down a terrified fox and then rip it to shreds. Due to the obvious cruelty and barbaric nature of the sport, this kind of fox hunting with hounds has been outlawed in England. However, that doesn't stop many rogue fox hunting groups from continuing the practice anyway. There are groups of people who call themselves hunt monitors. These people sometimes follow and film fox hunters to make sure that they are not violating the law and carrying on this cruel sport. In this incident, a group of fox hunters were illegally using foxhounds to chase and attack a frightened fox. One of the so-called hunt monitors not only documents the violation, but she just can't stand idly by while the poor fox is torn to shreds by the bloodthirsty pack of hounds. Putting herself at great risk, the woman jumps into the middle of the attacking dogs and snatches the fox into her arms, saving it from certain death. In the video, the hunters can be heard yelling at her, and one can be seen following after her as she flees with the fox. The woman jumps into a car, and the fox is sped away to safety. Thanks to the woman's heroic efforts, this fox has now been placed into a protected refuge where it will never be at risk of another fox hunt. Grateful dog saved from drowning. In a Romanian river, 3 men happen upon a dog that's trapped in a rapidly flowing river. The dog is petrified and can be heard yelping loudly in fear for its life. One of the men takes off his shoes and socks and jumps into the freezing river. He drags the dog to the shore and safety. The dog's response is amazing. He runs back and forth along the bank, wagging his tail in pure jubilation at having been saved. He playfully jumps on the men who saved him in utter joy, as if to say thank you.
Thanks for watching this video. Comment for more video. So, I'm going to do it talking in the first piece, and I don't know, say, you see, don't talk, so I'm coming for more scary video.